Hello. Today I want to talk about the potential benefits of the plant, sometimes known as lemon balm. Now, before I get further into this vlog, I'd like to disclaim I'm not a medical practitioner, and this plant may assist with particular ailments of the mind, body, emotion, and soul. And I'm not saying that it will cure XYZ. It also would probably be beneficial for you to do an allergy test if you've not consumed or been in contact with this plant before, and also be extra cautious if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Right, now that I've got that out of the way and getting more into the fun stuff, now with lemon balm, you may be able to find it either fresh, like a herb from the garden. You could find it in a dried leaf form, which is often used as a tea. You may be able to find it in an extract, like a tincture, and you may also be able to find it in an essential oil. Now, I have noticed that with this plant, particular species of bees really enjoy being around this plant and pollinating with this plant. And one thing that I have a little bit of a bias towards this plant is that it also has the word Melissa in its original name of the plant, which is also my birth name. So that's something that I probably have never disclosed here on this YouTube channel before. But yes, I don't spell it in the same way that it is normally spelt, Melissa. But yeah, so that's my birth name. And so I have also seen that it's used in particular literature, maybe from 500-600 years ago, even longer, sometimes a little earlier, or more recent, should I say. And I have seen it written somewhere where it was to make the heart more joyful and merry, this plant, to be in contact with it and to consume with it and to journey with it. And so it's often originates as a European medicine, and so therefore if you're looking to introduce this plant into your garden, you may want to be engaging with sort of permaculture principles and other principles about whether that's the best thing to do if it is not originally from the area in which you reside in. It's also been used in some other areas for medicine close to Europe, but yes, predominantly used in European medicine. And so yeah, let's get into the potential benefits that it may have on the body. Now, before I get into that though, I just wanted to also remind you that whether you're having it fresh as a herb in a salad compared to something like a tincture, the dosages are gonna vary quite a lot in regards to the amount of the a plant that you're consuming, right? So also you may want to do your own research about what is a safe dose to be introducing into your body. And of course, if you've got it something like an essential oil, you're probably more likely to be using it as an aromatherapy purpose, with the use of the smell rather than ingesting it with the mouth. And yeah, so you can also work with a plant, not necessarily even consuming it into your body through the nose or through the mouth. You can also consider, if you can get it fresh, to have it picked and have it somewhere in your home. You could have it drying in your home, or just have it as an arrangement like in a flower vase or a jar as well. So that's another way you can work with plants as well. So probably some of the most important potential benefits that this plant has is that it can be really beneficial for those that have heart or should I say liver function problems, I guess I could say. So it's not functioning properly, this plant may assist with the function of that, especially in the way that it works with the blood as well. Again, I'm not going to be listing scientific research in regards to these benefits. You're more than welcome to go away and do your own research on that, and whether you feel like the study is of enough standard for you, or whether you are more of an intuitive in regards to how and why you work with plants. That's really your journey. It's not for me to tell you what you should and should not do. So the other one I wanted to mention is that it can be beneficial in regards it can have antibacterial properties, also antioxidant properties, and anti-inflammatory properties as well. Another thing that it can be good to assist with is diabetes. Again, you probably find that many people are on medication for that kind of ailment within the body. So you're going to have to be extra cautious, of course, if you are on medication, in regards to also adding other medicines and how's that going to work with you. And you may be working with a doctor that's very much like absolutely do not, or you might have a doctor who has more of a holistic approach and might be able to actually provide you with proper knowledge as to whether it's a good thing to introduce other plants and medicines into your body to assist with ailments like diabetes. All right, now another thing, I was sort of getting a little bit more into the mental and emotional aspects, is that it can be good with assisting in regards to anxiety, concentration, like the mind, and also sleep as well, which again, of course, has a effect or a flow-on effect to the physical body, whether it's immediate or it's something that eventually presents itself. Another interesting ailment that I found it could be good with is herpes. So I didn't get to look into like what kind of herpes it's good for or whatever, but there is some research to show that it may be good at assisting with that kind of ailment. And it can also be beneficial for those that have an overactive thyroid as well, and some interesting research into how that affects the thyroid and its function. Another thing it can be really good for is digestion, and which also makes a lot of sense to me anyway, in regards to if it's good with anxiety. You know, things like anxiety are highly associated with the digestive function of the body and vice versa. So there's quite a circulatory sort of spiral or system that can happen there. So if you're able to work with your anxiety better, then your digestion can work better. If you can work with your digestion better, then your anxiety may be less intense, and so on and so on. So to me it makes sense that it would work really well with those systems. And then it can also be good for pain. And when I'm talking about pain, from what I have researched, predominantly more pain in regards to PMS, so those with those menstruating female embodied bodies, and then also it can be good for headaches and also toothaches. So those are probably, I would say, from what I've observed, probably the three main common pains that people would experience. You know, obviously with PMS, it's generally more of a half of a population, and even less so because you have to be sort of within a menstruating cycle of your life. But yes, headaches and toothaches are also very common as well among our sort of Western population. So it can be good with assisting with those kind of aches. Now, as we may know, things like those kind of aches, it's nice to be able to assist the pain with them, but in order for sometimes them to go away, especially if it's a prolonged issue, there's normally other emotional and mental aspects that have to be addressed to be able to actually get that pain to remove itself completely, and not just trying to numb it out with some kind of pain medication. So anyway, that is my little vlog about some potential benefits of the lemon balm plant, otherwise what I call the Melissa plant. There is also another word that normally gets put at the end of the word Melissa, which I've forgotten, so my apologies. And yes, if you have worked with this plant, maybe you've done a dieta, done a diet with it, maybe you've journeyed with it, maybe it's a symbolism within your family or a genealogy or whatever that may be, you're more than welcome to leave any of further information and stories in the comment section down below if you're watching this on a platform like YouTube. And you're also welcome to reach out to me on various other social media platforms, which are also in the link of the description box if you're watching this on a platform like YouTube as well. And I will see you in the next vlog.